good. All right, so...
You forgot to say action.
Yes. Damn it. There it is. I am a terrible director, as you can tell. I haven't directed a movie yet. I'm so excited for this movie. I love movies that are, where stars make fun of themselves and are really self-aware. Was the movie always that? Because I know it started as a short film you guys were going to do. Like, was it always like cast a bunch of your famous friends and just make fun of themselves?
No, it's two separate ideas that we combined. We always thought, ever since reality shows started getting made, like eventually they're just going to want to see the actors be the actors in the movies that they love to see.
Yeah.
And then separately, with Jason Stone, we made this short and Jay about what's the biggest thing we could do for the lowest budget. Let's do the apocalypse, but people just won't leave the room.
Yeah.
And then eventually, over the years, it just became apparent if we combine these.
Yeah, it was more like, a lot of, that happens with a lot of good ideas, is it's kind of two different ideas that we smashed together, basically.
Okay.
That's what it was.
I don't know if it's true, but I heard The Big Lebowski
was a bunch of random
These like 6 or 7 ideas the Coen brothers had like shoved into one movie and linked with a character.
Well, that seemed to work.
Yeah, exactly.
So that would be it.
That's what we're doing.
We're going for our Big Lebowski.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is the first time you guys directed together, or directed at all, maybe. What did that sort of...
Besides private videos in our house.
Yeah, of course, yes. Which, we'll release those at some point. So how did you guys sort of develop a style? What is your style like on set? And, like, are you...
We never really talked about it, honestly.
No, we did. Did we? We just watched a movie. You don't remember it because it was just us drinking beers and watching movies.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we talked
like,
about what we wanted the movie to look like. And
we would watch Apocalypse Now and be like, this scene's cool. What if we did that scene like this scene? And then watch Terminator and be like, what if we
planned it all.
scene?
Yeah, we planned a lot. On set, though, did we have, like, a style?
Well, somebody had told me that the guy, Peter from his site, said he was on set. He said you guys really, what you did was sort of let the scene evolve in camera. Like, you shoot at the script, then you sort of do improv and sort of just, like, take me through that.
That's definitely true. I mean, these guys are all so funny, and and a lot of the movie, they're all together. Like, it was really important to us. I hate it when they have these movies with awesome casts, and then they're together for, like, one scene.
Yeah, like the Avengers is super awesome. But, like, whenever they're all together, that's the best part of the movie, but then they're all on their own little missions.
Yeah, so we wanted to make sure that, like, they were all together for a lot of the movie. And then when you have, like, 6 of the funniest dudes ever in one room, like, to me, 5 and me, then it just seems crazy not to let them improvise. And, like, but the story itself is pretty specifically structured, because it's kind of like, a specific story that we're trying to tell. So, but the guys are all great at it, at all, expanding the scene and giving us new jokes and new areas, but kind of keeping it on track. But we're lucky because almost all these guys are filmmakers in and of themselves, Danny runs a TV show, Franco's directed dozens of movies. Like, I mean, they all have done this kind of thing, so they're really good at knowing what's helpful or not. But yeah, I mean, we really let them go. I mean, it's like jazz, baby.
How did you... So, but, like, besides, like, the core, like, 6 people, I mean, there's obviously, like, tons and tons of cameos. Yeah. How did you sort of, like, was this, when you guys were, putting the scripts together, the ideas together, how'd you say, well, it's going to be, Seth, Danny, James, or are these going to be the leads, and then we're going to pepper in Cera and see
the core 6 guys was a structured, strategic, comedic move. Like, these 6 guys will play the best and be the funniest together and work the best with us. Yeah. And then after that, it was like, who could we get? And at first, we didn't think we could get a lot of people, and we weren't certain if it was going to go well, so we got a few people, and then it started snowballing, and it was like a really organic, unpredictable process as to who we actually ended up.
But we went out to these guys, like, before we even started writing it.
Okay.
The 6 main guys we went to years ago, like maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, and we're like, we have this idea for a movie, we all play ourselves, can we write you into that movie, basically?
And make a lot of fun of you.
And make fun of you.
Yeah, exactly.
And they all said yes. And that was only for the 6 main guys. And then for everyone else, who's in it, Kevin Hart and, Rihanna and Aziz and Michael, Cera and Emma, we filled in. I mean, and we know a lot of those people, so we kind of in the back of our heads were like, oh, maybe Aziz will do.
But we would we got Aziz first, and then we were like, okay. One down.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's next?
And we literally had like a big board in our offices, and then once we got them all, we had to think of bits for them, basically, and deaths for them all, which was hard.
Sure. Now, from the teaser trailer we saw, and I'm sure maybe what we'll see later today, like, it seemed like, like you said, the original idea was low budget, keep it in a room, but it seems like there are a lot of effects. How effects heavy is the movie?
It's like 700 effect shots.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of effects in the movie. It's like a big... it looks like a big, giant movie. I mean, it's about the end of the world, and we really wanted to deliver on that. Like, it gets as it gets as big as anything.
Yeah,
by the time
they don't
it
stay
ends.
in the house.
Yeah, we
Okay.
don't stay in the house. Yeah, exactly. So it's it gets huge.
So what are we going to see today? I mean, because is it going to end up online?
Today we're showing the Green Man trailer, which will end up online later this week, and we're showing 2 sequences that are not going to be online for a while.
Okay. All right. And talk about the idea of finding the teaser trailer that first came online. Obviously, the mind thing sort of fit perfectly. And what was it like shooting that? Because that was like,
it was fun.
Yeah.
Me and Franco just shot it in this little bunker set that we made, and and we honestly, it was great. We shot it. It took a couple hours. It was fun, and then the scene itself was just a scene from the movie, and we thought it was kind of a really cool. We had the scene that kind of explained the concept of the movie in a lot of ways. It had all the guys in it. It was a funny scene, and so we thought we can just release this scene as is, basically, and
Show a few big scope, cool
and then
construction
show
shots.
some shit at the end, and we thought it would make it kind of stand out, in the myriad of trailers.
No, absolutely. And you mentioned Terminator and Apocalypse Now and Lebowski, but tangentially. Yeah. What other movies did you watch to sort of inspire this, or do you feel like your style is sort of inspired by the movies you worked on before?
Comedically, we are what we are.
Yeah.
So for us, it was all cinematography.
Yeah. Visually, we looked at. Sam Raimi we looked at a lot. I think tonally more Sam Raimi's just something we've always been influenced by, just like the violent mixed with the comedy kind of how these disgusting moments can get huge laughs, to us that's something that was always awesome.
And the people playing themselves, which is why we kept watching stuff like Apocalypse Now and Terminator. We wanted it to look real so that it wasn't just standard comedy lighting.
Yeah. Well, Apocalypse Now looks hot. That was something we kept referencing. It just looks like it's hot. And we shot anamorphic just because we have a lot of guys in every shot. We wanted it to be cinematically, we wanted it to look good as well as good as we can make it look. So, we kind of just went through John Carpenter movies.
The Thing.
The Thing we watched a lot.
Every movie, the Coen Brothers.
All that stuff.
Right.
Abrams we like. We went through, a myriad of new and old stuff.
And then you're always fans of movies, so that's always sort of in the back of your head.
Back of your head. Yeah. Tarantino we love. There's some snap zooms or 2 in the movie.
We just wanted to go a little left of what's standard comedy.
Right.
Lighting.
Yeah, we tried to light it a little darker and moodier than normally comedies are lit.
Because the more scary it is, the more the funny worked. And if it was lit like a standard comedy, it just wouldn't feel
work.
scary.
Yeah, I think we tried to be a little more aggressive with the camera work at times than you generally are in just a regular.
Sure.
comedy. Yeah.
Jumping back to, you said a lot of improv and stuff. Now, I assume that means the editing was kind of a process. You have so much footage, so many different scenes. How did you guys work to edit?
We have a great editor.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, we use this
Our
guy.
editor was on set, Zine Baker.
Yeah, Zine Baker. He did 50-50. He did Observe and Report. Is where I first met him.
He did David Gordon Green's early movies.
He did David's early movies, and there was a lot of improv in those movies. So I think he kind of comes from a place where that's what he looks for.
And he just has damn good taste.
Honestly, it's easier to edit a movie when you have a lot of material than when you don't have enough material. It's a great position to be in, to be like, we have 10 jokes in this scene, we only have time for 2 of them, let's pick the 2 best ones.
And usually he's like, these 3 out of the 10 don't cut right.
Yeah.
These 4 aren't funny to me.
Yeah.
And we'll be like, maybe that one is. And then, before you know it, he's got us 3 choices instead of the 15 that we initially had.
But it's definitely the times you're banging your head against the wall is when you don't have enough options.
Yeah.
It's not when it's like nothing's more disconcerting being an actor and director than when I'm in the editing room looking through my own footage praying I said something fucking funny and I didn't. It's like, come on.
And they're probably going to wrap me up in a second here. So in the internet culture where everybody's looking for spoilers and stuff like that, to have a movie that sort of has all these cameos that I'm sure are supposed to be surprises, are supposed to be exciting. Are there still surprises?
Oh, yeah.
And was that
For
frustrating?
sure. No,
We just got so many
definitely
surprises that we can share a bunch already.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's
We're proud of them.
100% still surprises.
And I guess Emma Watson, it sounded like she was there a problem getting Emma Watson, or did she because I remember maybe hearing a rumor that maybe it was a scheduling thing? Or?
No, it was just she's the furthest from our camp probably. So
Okay.
we're just the most shocked by it.
Yeah.
She came, she
was
played ball,
awesome,
she was
yeah.
cool as hell.
I think there's a little taste of what Baruchel.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm excited to see that and totally jazzed for the movie, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you so much.
Awesome. Good talking to you.
You too.
Have a good one.
You too.